Alright guys, just thought I'd do a quick impression of a YouTuber that I follow, Mr. Jeff Mackenzie. Went into a buybacks here. Saw Mega Man X collection on the shelf. I've been wanting this game for a long time. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. It is complete with the manual. And I got that one for $20.41. It was priced at $18.99. Not a bad price. Again, it's not Goodwill prices, but this is typically like a $60 or $65 game. So we're moving on to the next one, and this game equals, yeah, I might have to pay royalties on that one, but we'll see what else we picked up back in the game room. Hey everybody, Chris Miller. Thanks for clicking on the video. This week got another pickup video, but first and foremost, Mr. Jeff Mackenzie, if you are watching, sir, no hard feelings, no disrespect or anything like that. I just want to give you a little tip of the cap, tell you that I enjoy watching your videos and your finds are definitely epic. And although I get jealous seeing what you pick up, I'm certainly not a hater. So just want to let you know that look forward to watching your videos in the future and all that good stuff. If you're one of the 5 people that actually watch my Dopey channel, I definitely recommend checking out Jeff Mackenzie. Last 2 letters are an N and a Z, and A Crosby 1099. Those guys shoot similar styles to their video. It's kind of the first person first person shooter style video game hunting video, which not getting technical reasons or anything like that, but I actually went to the U.S. Department of Patents, Trademarks, and Copyrights, and I got a certified letter. You can see the seal on there, so you know it's legit. No tomfoolery here. So now I've got trademarked the first-person style video game hunting video. So there you go. You can see it's also signed by the President, B. Obama. Now, you would think that that might be President Barack Obama, but in order to make sure that my stuff was as legit as possible, I got somebody with a little bit more stroke. That's actually Barry Obama. He's the president of our local Dungeons and Dragons chapter. He is an elected official, so I would expect that everybody out there would respect his authority and things like that. So just be aware. Moving along. I shaved the mustache from the last video, so it is me. Don't change your channel and don't adjust your sets there. We'll jump right into the pickups for this week. Kind of saw the first part of the video there, the pre-intro. Went to buybacks, picked up a copy of the Mega Man X collection for the Nintendo GameCube. This one's complete with the manual. It's in mint-like condition. It's really good shape, and you can see I got that for like $18.99. You see these initials here? I don't know what buybacks is doing. I don't know what shenanigans shits they're up to, but they sell their, I've mentioned this before, they sell their cartridge games, buy 2 get 1 free, and they kind of raise the prices on the cartridge games to kind of offset the price of having to give somebody a game for free, which if you think about it, they pay pennies on the dollar, so they're not going broke on Nintendo cartridges. But I think, I just started noticing these initials, and I think what's going on, this is my theory, this person DB or DD, there's a few jokes in there somewhere, but I think this person was the person that took in this game and maybe get a percentage of the profits or a commission from a sale, or I don't know how that works. It's just like I said, a theory. But this game on GameCube is going for 65 to 70 bucks right now. I'd say a strong 70 bucks. So it's obviously mispriced. The only thing I can think of at $18.99, the only thing I can think of is maybe they thought that it was the PlayStation 2 version. They weren't like paying attention, and they priced it at the PlayStation 2 price, which is about 15 bucks. And of course, they jack up the price and made it $18.99. But it's kind of one of those rules where if you pass the thrift store, always go in, or if you stop going past your local game store, always stop by. They're going to misprice things every now and then too. Okay, they're only human, and this is what happened in this instance. Definitely caught him slipping on a great game, and as you can tell, I'm a huge Mega Man fan. So, with that in mind, I just want to. Everybody's got stories about their games and their game collections, and I definitely love telling mine, and I definitely love hearing everybody else's story. So, just jump right into it real quick. Mega Man 2. This is my favorite Mega Man game out of all the ones that I've played. I tried to speed run that game. I've got my time down to 39 minutes and 43 seconds from start to the last hit on the robotic alien that floats around there. And yeah, I mean 39:43. It's obviously not a world record or the best time ever, but um, hey, a sub 40-minute time on that game I think is a pretty decent time considering the cut scenes in there, the power up scenes. You get item one, equip item one. Those segments kind of take forever. They drag on. But some other cool stories about some of my Mega Man games. Mega Man 64. I traded that for a copy of Pokemon Leaf Green on the Game Boy Advance that I got at a yard sale, 2 weeks before I traded it for like 50 cents. So definitely glad to get Mega Man 64 for 50 cents. Another cool pickup was X2 on the Super Nintendo. Went into a pawn shop just by happenstance. Had some Super Nintendo games. That by far was the best one for $5. The rest of them were, sports games, NHLs and whatever, bases loaded. Let's see, Legends 2, Mega Man Legends 2 on the PlayStation 2. We have a thing here in Ohio. It's auctionohio.com or auctionohio.net or whatever it is. And they got a bunch of junk, and there's like 6 or 7 different pickup locations, and sometimes I'll have video game stuff. And I got Legends 2 in a lot with Rival Schools, which is a Capcom fighting game. It's really good. And a copy of Einhander, which is a Squaresoft 2D shooter, which is a great game. But that was my second copy of that game. And there were some sports titles and whatever. But definitely Legends, Einhander, and Rival Schools were the cream of the crop. I won that auction for $5.85. That was with the auction fees. So definitely got a good deal on that. Speaking of good deals, here in Central Ohio, it's starting to get colder, so there are no more garage sales or outdoor flea markets or swap meets or anything like that. So all the people that do game hunting have now moved back indoors to the thrift stores and the game store, game shops or whatever. So competition is very, very fierce on that front. I mean, you got to get to Goodwill now almost the second that they start pulling those carts out. Even before the games get on the shelf or behind the glass case, I mean, you got to be rummaging through them because they're not going to last long. That's for sure. Also, Craigslist. I don't do a lot of eBay, but Craigslist I definitely use a lot, and even that's getting real tough. Most of it's because I don't collect Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or anything newer. It's just not something I'm into, and about 85% of that stuff is on our Craigslist in our area, so 85% of all the posts are stuff that I'm not even interested in anyway. But that 15% that I am interested in, the old Nintendo stuff and PlayStation stuff, if you don't respond within, I don't know, like the first 2 hours, don't bother. You're not going to get it. Realistically, you can't even lowball anybody anymore. If they've got a $20 game, you're not going to be able to, talk them down to, $5, $6, $7 because as you're trying to lowball them and you're sending out that email, there's 6, 7, 10 guys that are willing to pay, $15 or the full $20 just to get that game. So it's definitely not an area where somebody's just going to post hey, I have this box of Super Nintendo. I don't know if it works. And there's like 30 games, and the first person to come give me $20, they can have it. Those days are over. But if you're patient and you know what you're looking for, and you respond adequately to emails, right? You don't try and lowball somebody, because as soon as you do that, they're not going to answer you ever again. So there's a kid on Craigslist. He was selling off some of his PlayStation 2 collection. I met him. He's a real nice kid. He said he was trying to save up for a PlayStation 4 and Destiny or something. So We'll get right into what I got from him. There were varying prices from $1 to $5. And he had a lot of sports games and like Jacks and Ratchet and Clank. And, you know, I already got those games, so I'm not really trying to buy all that stuff to resell it and keep it around for trade bait or whatever. So I just got the games that I kind of wanted. First game I got was Mega Man X7 for the PlayStation 2. This one is complete with the manual, which is why I got it. It was $5 if I didn't say so. I have a copy of X7 for the PlayStation 2. Unfortunately, mine doesn't have a manual, so I'll just swap that one out and sell that one or trade it or do something with it. Mega Man games are pretty easy to get rid of. Next game I got, also $5, the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PlayStation 2. This one is complete with the manual, and as you can see behind me right here, I've got the Anniversary Collection excuse me, for the GameCube. Now, typically I have a rule: if the game came out on multiple platforms of the same generation, then I'll just get it for one of the consoles. Typically it's a GameCube, or PlayStation 2 if I can find it. I just don't need, Midway Arcade Treasures, which is a pretty good game, for 3 different consoles. I could save the space and save the money and whatever. But for Mega Man, I'll definitely splurge a little bit. Third game I got here. Now these next 2 games I got these 2 for $5, so they're $2.50 a piece. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses for the PlayStation 2. It's a black label copy and is complete with the manual. Now, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I picked up this game at a pawn shop for $2. The reason I got this copy was I'm giving the game away as one of my son's Christmas presents. So I thought I'd just upgrade and get him a black label copy instead of the greatest hits copy. And I'll figure out what I want to do with that other greatest hits copy. The last game I got was Gauntlet Dark Legacy. And that one is also complete with the manual. Unfortunately, the case is absolutely destroyed. But I've got a couple extra cases. We'll just swap that out, no problem. I started playing this a little bit, and I actually forgot how fun the Gauntlet series could be. I didn't really play it on the Nintendo 64, but we did play it a lot on the Nintendo. And when I was a little younger, my dad was in a bowling league, and every couple weeks we'd have to go with him. So we'd like save up our quarters, and guys that my dad bowled with, their kids would be there. We'd all huddle around the Gauntlet arcade game. We just smash buttons and hack and slash away and had a great time. So a lot of fun memories there. The game's actually really cool. Let's see, the next game we picked up at buybacks, Cyber Tiger for the Nintendo 64. You see I paid $2.99 for it. You may or may not know I'm actually going for a complete N64 collection. So this game right here gives us, last time we were at 153. This game puts us at 154. And if you're familiar with the term hidden gem, right? A hidden gem is basically a game that kind of flew under the radar, but it's a really good game. This is not a hidden gem. So there you go. Stopped by a thrift store today, actually. Had a Craigslist trade or Craigslist deal. If you remember that Crash Bandicoot Player's Choice, Wrath of Cortex, that we got for $2. We sold that today for 10. So, woohoo! We're up $8, and right, like I said, this collection isn't going to fund itself. But on the way back, I stopped at a thrift store, the same thrift store that I got those awesome GameCube games from a couple weeks ago, Smash Bros, Wind Waker, whatever. Didn't really have anything, but I saw this Shooter Starfighter Sand Vein. Never heard of it. It's obviously a shooter or shoot 'em up. Take a look at the back there. I haven't played it yet, like I said, but reading the back description, you have a certain amount of time to beat the level, and any damage that you incur doesn't blow up your ship or drain any energy bar. It drains your time, and if you run out of time, you lose. And from what it sounds like, the remaining time goes into the next level and into the next level, and once your time reaches 0, I guess that's game over. But I'll give it a shot. yeah, we'll see, right? PlayStation 1 shooter. But the last game we got, and this is definitely out of my wheelhouse. Saw this game at Goodwill. It was $9.99. I think they priced it so high because it was still factory sealed. Assassin's Creed Rogue. As you can see, a nice little sticker right there, but it's still in its factory seal. And this game still goes for, I was looking, still goes for about 40 or 50 bucks. So I don't own, like I said, a 360 or anything like that. So that game is strictly for flip or trade or resale or, you know, Christmas present or something other than my collection. All right, guys, that is going to do it this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and happy holidays, and I'll see you guys next year. And yeah, that's about it. So see everybody later. Happy gaming.